know, it feels like a long time since we've seen the sunshine, but it is out today while I'm here at the University of Essex for the launch of their new STEPS facility. So the STEPS facility is the Smart Technology Experimental Plant Suite, and we just had a tour of it with some growers and some researchers as well in the room to find out what's going on there. It's incredible, some really cutting edge technology to help speed up the research into plant science and different growing environments. So some of the things we saw, there's a really lovely collaboration with a fellow Agri-TechE member, Innovation Agri-Tech Group. So there's some really interesting vertical farm panels, and there's some cool research in there looking into, for example, can we grow onions in there? Maybe we need to try and shrink down some of the plants, like cucumbers, for example, that grow massive. Can we make them smaller? Can we make dwarf varieties so we can grow them in these new systems? So that was really fun, very purple. Everything was very green when I came out of there. There's a really cool indoor field, a replica of one. So the idea being that you could control anything in that system, humidity, temperature, and we sat in a very dark room and then it got very, very bright as we replicated the sunlight. So you could replicate a field from anywhere in the world and see how the plants are going to grow in there. There was also a really interesting pair of rooms. The idea was similar. You could control what you wanted to do in there, including CO2 in those rooms. But you could do one like a future climate room and one as a regular one and compare how plants are growing in those spaces and how are we going to adapt to the sort of future that we're heading into with higher temperatures, more CO2, anything like that. Being able to compare those two is going to be incredible to work out how we can cope with the changes that we're all seeing. And my favourite one, there was an additional one actually, the crop per drop irrigation room. So that was monitoring kind of water use in plants, really, really cool. So again, you could control all the environment in there and kind of measure how well the plants were taking up water. So finding out the most effective use plant types. Yes, my favourite one was the sort of 3D plant scanner. So it literally went across and scanned all these different plants and made like a 3D digital replica of those plants, and you could really tell a lot more about those plants. There was all sorts of different lasers and sensors on there telling you all different things. Obviously it's brand new, so the research is quite early in that. But being able to not destroy the plants that you're working on and being able to assess them as they grow. I think Tracy said there were about 350 plants they put in that week. Not having to destroy them to find out what you need to find out from the plant is incredible. So yeah, really exciting stuff today that we've seen here, and I'm really, really keen to see where the research goes with that. So just a really big well done to the University of Essex, and thanks so much for having us today.